Have you ever seen a man lose a fight to a dairy cow? Well, now you have. Because that's exactly what happened when Donald Trump took on Canada's dairy industry. It all started with Trump's obsession over Canada's dairy quotas. He slammed them for tariffs, 270%, 298%, even 400%. But here's what he didn't say: those tariffs only kick in after the US exceeds its import quota. And in 2024, America didn't even use 15% of its quota. Meanwhile, 40% of US dairy exports actually go to Canada. So when Trump walked away from trade talks, it wasn't Canada that got hurt, it was US farmers. Milk prices crashed, profits dried up, and some farms went under. Then came Canada's counterpunch, a 3% tax on US tech giants like Amazon and Google. Trump, furious, threatened a 25% tariff on all Canadian exports. But Canada blinked. Just before the tax went live, they quietly backed off. Trump called it a win. But while he claimed victory, US auto factories were bleeding. Ford, GM, and Stellantis racked up billions in losses. Why? Because the North American supply chain is deeply integrated, and tariffs on Canadian goods hit American companies too. This isn't just about milk or taxes. It's about a $5 billion loss in a single quarter for Stellantis. It's Ford moving production out of Canada. It's GM laying off workers. And worst of all, those jobs aren't coming back to the US, they're disappearing. All of this over dairy, which makes up just 0.1% of US-Canada trade. That's right. 0.1% triggered billions in losses, shattered partnerships, and crushed family farms. By mid-2025, over half of American farms were on the brink of bankruptcy. Fields burned. Wheat contracts vanished. And once loyal customers shifted to Canada, where supply chains are stable and politics don't mess with business. America used to dominate the wheat market. Now exports to Mexico, South Korea, and Europe have dropped as much as 40%. Not because of prices, but because global buyers no longer trust the US to deliver. Labor shortages, rising input costs, and immigration crackdowns have only made things worse. American fields are going unharvested. Shipments are delayed. Contracts are lost. And partners abroad are calling US wheat too risky. Canada, meanwhile, is winning this trade war, not by yelling, but by adapting. They upgraded their farms, embraced smart tech, and offered tailored deals to international buyers. They turned wheat into a premium, not a commodity. Thanks to smart trade deals like CETA and CPTPP, Canadian wheat is booming in Europe and Asia. Exports are up 40%. Meanwhile, American wheat stockpiles just keep growing. This isn't just a trade shift, it's a geopolitical one. The US is losing influence. Once the world's breadbasket, America is now importing wheat. And ironically, from the very country Trump tried to punish. Then came the shopper rebellion. As tariffs rose and costs increased, Canadian consumers stopped coming. Cross-border shopping tanked. Places like Erie County, New York lost millions. Walmart and Target saw revenue collapse. Peace Bridge traffic fell 12%. Rainbow Bridge down 33%. That's not just a slowdown, that's an economic blackout. Small businesses across US border towns are dying. And Canadians? They're just shopping at home now, permanently. This shift is devastating. It's already cost billions. And it started with a 3% tax that Canada never even enforced. Trump's overreaction triggered a full-blown trade war, one that backfired hard. He even floated the idea of making Canada the 51st state. Offered them missile defense for $61 billion, or for free, if they joined the US. It wasn't policy. It was mockery. But Canada didn't take the bait. Their Prime Minister calmly diffused the situation, while quietly diversifying trade, strengthening global ties, and reducing US dependency. Trump wanted a star on the flag. Instead, he created a rival. If you think these reckless trade moves are costing regular Americans more than they're helping, hit that subscribe button. Share this video. Drop a comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. This is the Untold Compass, and we'll keep digging into the stories behind the headlines, especially the ones they don't want you to hear.